Joining us on the show is a lawyer, Chairman, House Committee on Information, Lagos House of Assembly, Mr. Tunde Brahima. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
And we also have the Commissioner of Finance, Lagos State, Mr. Akinyemi Ashade. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me start with the lawmaker.
Yes.
Why was there a need in the first place to repeal the 2001
land use
charge and then to have a new one? What exactly was the need and exactly what was the purpose of this new one?
Thank you very much. There were a plethora of considerations before the old law of 2001 was repealed to make way for a new one in 2018. Chiefly, there was a need to consolidate all charges and rates or levies that have to do with land use. The process of making a law, passing a bill into a law, are four major stages.
Okay.
The first stage is the first reading, when the bill itself will be introduced to the House of Assembly.
Okay.
Second stage is the second reading. That second reading is when the lawmakers will have to debate the merits and demerits of that law.
Okay.
Constant criticisms from civil society groups, the Chamber of Commerce, for instance, the NBA Ikeja branch, saying that, they'll go on strike or they'll come out and protest publicly if this continues. They are saying that the burden of the taxes is extremely overwhelming for Lagosians, especially business owners. Why now, between 2001 to 2018, that's a lot of years.
17 years.
Why did the House of Assembly at interval consider maybe an increase or, repealing this bill?
50%, 100%.
In small phases and, in short measurements than, now this extreme leap that they are protesting.
We take responsibility as a government, because government is a continuum. This is a new government. The fact that we even decide to reenact the law is a bold initiative because we are focused on governance.
Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we still have our guest in the studio. Now, part of the criticism out there is the fact that churches are exempted, religious bodies, mosques and all that. And people say that they're the ones making a lot of money.
Yes, so.
And the fact that they use LASMA, they use a lot of state officials, and they should actually be part of the people paying. Do you agree? And why was it exempted in the bill?
Well, the churches and mosques, places of religious worship, were exempted because we didn't want to touch the sensitive issue surrounding religion. But not totally exempted. Some churches, mosques, were not registered in the names of the bodies of the churches or the mosque. Probably it's an individual personal property or private property rented out or owned by somebody else, maybe one of the imams or one of the pastors. They have to pay. Okay. It's only when it's registered in the name of that religious body that
so what you mean now is you are avoiding the religious issues, but the rest of us Lagosians, even if we protest, there are no issues. We are not sensitive, Abi.
No, we are not saying that. What we are saying,
I understand. I'm purposely
that...
misquoting you. It's deliberate.
Okay, thank you.
So you said to us how the bill passed through rigor, 4 hearings, including public hearing, but you people still erroneously put in alpha beta into the law. How come? How come it was missed?
Let me explain that to you. It is not true that we said we erroneously put alpha beta. Alpha beta was not and never in that law. It was not. It was a manipulation by some mischievous elements who I don't know how they came about it. The truth of the matter, other than the law stereotyping the consultancy to one person, as alleged, the law even proliferated the consultancies.
We've always want to position these arguments not about tax increases, but about the infrastructural needs of our state. Are we fair to our citizens when we allow them to be in rickety downfall buses? Are we fair to our people when they spend 7 hours in traffic every day? Yes. Are we fair to our people when the rich send their children to school abroad and public schools are in tatters? Are we fair to our people when we don't have 24-hour power supply?
let us have the proper breakdown of how this thing is happening. Because the first one I saw, I wanted to lead the protest. But recently, there's been a circulation of a new one, the proper one, which is supposed to be the true position. Please, can you
understand the formula, how it was, how the numbers are, and how you calculate it? So we know.
What the law has done is to put this calculation in your hands.
Okay.
And there are three components. The first component is the market value. Each can be professionally determined by professional valuers. The second component is the relief regime, which can also be used to ensure that you enjoy reliefs as based on your case. Because tax is a personal affair.
Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, sir, let me come to the Honorable. Proponents of this bill have said that it's a bill taking money from the rich, giving to the poor, that it doesn't affect the poor. But the poor are saying that, listen, there's no way the landlords will not increase our tenants, our annual rates if this bill is passed. What are your views on that? You said there's an anecdote to this. Is there?
Well, let me explain. Let me explain that. It will be most unconscionable for any landlord in a poor tenement area to increase the rate because they are not adversely affected. Commissioner has said 75% of the tenants in Lagos are not adversely affected by this law.
Okay.
So, having said that, even for the areas that are quote unquote rich or classy areas, those areas where people rent, maybe some percentage of them may be affected.
Right.
The consumer protection law is there for the tenants to fall back upon. The tenancy protection law is there for people to fall back upon. And also the Office of the Public Defender is always there to assist people. And the major thing, what is key in the implementation of this law is communication within the people at the government. Let me tell you, there's a revenue complaints and revenue complaints office in the office of the commissioner, for example. The House of Assembly is there. And there are so many other mechanisms that are available, even under the law, the mediation and the appeals tribunal, under the law, where people can ventilate whatever they are. What we need is just to cooperate with each other. Once we cooperate and collaborate, we can make the law work.
Let's make
lots of tweets. Yes, please. Dan says, please help us ask them to tell us the bill they can truthfully say they pay directly from their pockets. Until all laws are made for all, the right law can never see a day of light. They're saying that, well, you are taken care of by government anyway, so when you're increasing land use charge, it doesn't really concern you.
What is payable to me as a legislator or to himself as a commissioner, payable to the governor, are well spread out in the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission Act. So we have what is we're entitled to, and I don't think it's there that government will pay for our bills at home. Governor himself went to a bank in Okwebi and paid his
we saw that on Paynol is saying Alpha, Beta and Visionscape inside Lagos laws. That is funny insult to Lagosians. Even Yaya Bello won't make that error. Can you kindly explain?
May I read other things before you ask your question? Abiola says occupier and tenants will pay 30,700 at 12 million times 0.256%. It is too high compared to what we do pay before. Raymond says, is the deadline for discounted payment necessary given the fact that some buildings may not receive the notice before April 14th? Sheson says, please ask the commissioner of the rate for vehicle registrations. Have they been increased to? Go ahead with your question.
Okay, I wanted to ask, can you please explain the 6 consultants that are supposed to be in this law as opposed to only Alpha, Beta?
The consultants are going to, it's going to be competitive bidding. It's not as if we have stereotyped anybody. We have already.
They are not fixed yet.
It's not reserved for anybody.
Okay.
Let me clarify that. Under the old law, we had 3 consultants. So there's a portion of the law that saved provisions of that act that have been committed or done under the old law into this new law. So the 3 were carried forward. So those are the 3 that have been working. So the additional 3 will also be done. So really, Alpha Beta has nothing to do with land use charge.
Okay, this money that you're making.
And to say Vision Scope 2 is not in any law.
Right.
I don't know what.
But that's the excess of the consolidation. You're supposed to pay for. Vision Scope is supposed to get their payment from this land use charge as opposed to the usual pay as you do that.
We have to go. We have to run. We don't go ahead.
Yeah, one of the reasons we're having all of these debates is the fact that the citizens do not trust the government.
That's all.
That will pay this money actually and will see those infrastructures. How can we trust you guys? If we trust you, we won't have a problem paying.
Okay. If you've seen what we are doing or what we've done with Ajap flyover, Abuleba flyover.
Yes, sir.
So the road, airport road that we are dualizing, what is happening in Oshodi? What is happening in Ikorodu? What's happening across in terms of infrastructure renewal that we are doing, even with what you've entrusted to us? What we are saying is, trust us.
Because you can't get proper health care.
Yeah.
So there are other issues, but you know what? Unfortunately, we can't go further.
Well, let me speak to that.
Fact that we need more resources.
We do.
So that more resources has to come by way of taxes.
Okay, we have
And
to
there's
run.
attitudinal change in the way
We have to
our
run
personnel relate with people. There's clear attitudinal change.
Okay.
We observe the RRS man assist people to change their tires, for example.
Yes,
These are
you see
changes
that.
that
All
are
right.
coming.
That's all we can take. Thank you very much, Jesmond. We couldn't
have to
exhaust
do it again.
because I'm not sure if we can do it again, but we'll try and see what we can do. Thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, don't forget, Wednesdays are our live show. Maybe we should bring them back on the live show so that we can have audience ask them questions.
them
Think about that. We're not sure. But have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.